If you are having issues printing with your Epson Workforce 2850 or just 2800 model in general, you're not able to print a certain color, not printing at all, or faded printing, today we're going to go into a solution for that, so stay tuned and we'll get right into it. Hey YouTube, what is going on? Brandon here with Best Printers at bestprinterstech.com. Today we're going to basically repairing, cleaning the Epson Workforce 2850. This method will work on basically any Workforce model and a lot of other models, HP, Canon. So if you've stumbled across this video, this method mainly is for the Epson, but you can find other models on my channel as well where you can fix a variety of different models. So basically, if you're not able to print color at all, if you are not printing a certain color, or your quality, your overall print quality has diminished a lot, it's a very simple method. It's going to require you to buy the Best Printers cleaning kit. There will be a link for that in the description below. The instructions in the packaging for that alone should help you solve this problem, but this video is kind of a bonus, trying to just give you a visual of how you really need to go about this. And I'm going to go step by step, so stay tuned from the beginning all the way till the end of the video so that you don't miss any of the steps. At any point during the video, you can go ahead and pause so that you can get the cleaning kit and then continue watching. Make sure to save this video for future reference, but also if you have any questions at all, comment below. I'll do my best to get to you and help you out. I hope that this ends up being helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe if it is. Also, only attempt this if your printer is kind of beyond repair or you're willing to replace the printer, because this is not a silver bullet. It works, I would say, 90 to 95% of the time, but make sure that you're in a place where if your printer no longer is functioning at all for whatever reason and you try this, that you have a backup. This method has saved people a lot of money with ink and being able to save your printer, so it's very much worth it. But just use your better judgment as far as using the product and using the instructions in this video. Alright, so without further ado, let's get right into the rest of the video.
Okay guys, so getting right into it here. What you're going to need is the Best Printers cleaning kit, some paper towel that you would have laying around at home, and then some plastic gloves. I do highly recommend that. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do here is power the printer on. If you want to have some plastic under it, that's great. And you're going to go right into your settings. You're going to go into your maintenance, and what you're doing here is you're printing a Printhead nozzle check. It's the first option there. You're going to print that out, and this is going to serve the purpose of showing you which colors you're going to need to work on. Now, it might be that you have all of the colors that are not showing up, or some streaks in some of the colors, and this is going to help you pinpoint, and you're going to actually use this report a little bit later on here when we're further down the process of actually cleaning the printhead. Okay, so now you're going to replace ink cartridges. That's where you're going to go to check up on the ink, and then you have that section there that says you're going to remove the cartridges. Basically, you're clicking that, but then you are removing the power cable. That's the purpose of clicking that button there. That's going to allow the printhead to come to the middle, and that's where you need it positioned to start the cleaning. You're removing your ink cartridges now. So I will say, you absolutely need new ink if you're doing this. Old ink is the main culprit for this problem happening, and so you really want to make sure that you're starting with a fresh set of ink, and you're folding up your paper towel there, putting it directly under the printhead. Fold it up enough to where it's thin enough so that the printhead comes under it, and you want it completely under the printhead, just like that. Okay, at this time you're going to need the Best Printers cleaning kit. If you haven't bought it already, link in the description below again. Okay, at this point you are going to use that report that you printed out in the beginning, and you see there that you got some colors, a color pattern on the printhead, the same one that you have on this report. So you're going to use the report basically to check up on what colors, which nozzle you're going to work on first. If you have one that's significantly more than the others, you're going to focus on that one. Let's say it's black, You're going to focus on that and push 20 milliliters through. Right now I'm going to grab my syringe, and you're going to fit this nozzle, the tubing, right over the nozzle. And we're going to start off with black, and you'll see here it's going to fit perfectly onto this print nozzle, which is what you are fitting the syringe on at this moment. Okay, so you're making sure it's snug on there. Making sure it's snug, get it all the way to the bottom, and then once it's completely secured, you've got everything in place, you now are going to be able to push the cleaning solution right through there. So on this nozzle, I'm actually only going to do 10 milliliters just as an example. However, when you are doing this at home, you do have the option to do this as many times as you feel you need to. If you feel that the color is completely diminished, it's not showing up anymore at all, you're more than free to do 20 to 40, 60 milliliters if you need to in total. But if you were really concerned about black, and then let's say you moved on to what I'm actually going to do, cyan, this is all just an example, or actually I believe I'm going to move on to magenta here. Moving on to magenta, you are going to want to move the print head to the side a little bit so that that one part of the paper towel doesn't get completely soaked. But let's say black was completely diminished, you would do as much as possible there, and then let's say here on magenta, you would do 10 milliliters, you would do 20 milliliters, you would do less. Whichever color is worse, that's what you want to focus on first, then you're going to move on to the other colors. Now you can do this to all the colors, there's not going to be any harm in it. And if you see different colors coming out on the paper towel, that's just the nature of the print head. All of the ink is being flushed out. So basically that's what's happening here, is the ink is being flushed out. It's old ink, it's dried up ink that needs to be flushed out. And the only way to do that is of course to use the syringe with the cleaning solution and push all of that old ink out. Now I've used many other methods in the past. Other methods are a lot less effective. I've tried everything, and I found that this cleaning kit, this cleaning solution, is the best process for doing this cleaning. Alright, so at this point, once you are satisfied with the amount of cleaning that you've done on the print head, you're going to remove the paper towel, make sure everything is nice and dry. You really don't want it to be wet once you are plugging this back in to the power. So once that's all in place, hopefully you've got your new ink, fresh set of ink here, and you're going to reinstall that. Now again, I will be leaving a link for some new brand new ink, but it's going to be remanufactured, so it's going to be a lot cheaper. So I hope that information ends up helping you out. Okay, so once all of that ink is reinstalled back into the printer, you can then power it back on. Okay, powering it back on now, this is the tricky part, is that there is a process before you are completely done here. Now, you're going to want to go into the settings again, into maintenance, and you're going to print another nozzle check. This nozzle check, I guarantee you, will not have hardly any colors on it, and it will seem like it's worse than before. This is only because the cleaning solution has pushed all of the ink out. What is required at this point is for you to run a separate cleaning, which I'm going to go into in here just a second. You're going to see here, print head cleaning. You're going to have to go through this 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 times in order for your colors to come back completely normal again. So that is required, that is the last step, but once you're past this point, you should be printing back to normal, and you shouldn't have to do this again as long as you keep your ink full. Always make sure to check it beforehand. I really hope that this video was helpful. If it was, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.